Hi everyone, welcome to my P3 Mythic Fyrakk boss guide. I'll go through the raid plan as always, and then I'll show a perspective from the tank, and I'll show a perspective from a Seedholder, and hopefully get you over the edge to get that kill. It's worth noting, if you've got this far, then you're really not that far away. We only had a handful of pulls in P3 when we killed it, so good job. Okay guys, so P3. It's rinse and repeat pretty much every time, but you have set people with specific jobs, okay? So that's what I'm going to try and focus on. So I'm going to try and show you here, and we can go into like the difficulty when I show you the actual video. So the boss is going to drop down and land, and you're going to have, the way we did it is I had the other tank pick up the boss here, take it and face it towards green, okay? And they did the whole first rotation of this phase, like before you put the first seed down, and then I took the boss after them, and I tanked the boss the entire time after that. Okay, they picked up a seed. We'll go through that. So what you're going to do is you're going to orientate around here. I actually ended up standing more in here than here, okay? And you have all your 4 characters that pick up the good seeds. Orientate yourself around here, away from the raid, so they don't get affected by the raid's blazes or anything like that, okay? Tornadoes should go over here. Again, we'll go through that, and then these people, if they get tornadoes, go over here, and these people can go over here or down here, but just get as far out as you can. It's unlucky if these 2 people get it, but it can happen. Okay, so move on. It's always this rotation. It's always blazes, firestorm, tornadoes, blazes, into the apocalypse roar. Okay, it will stay like this every single time. So yeah, you need to be on it for that. So it looks like this is representing a lot, and there's a lot of lines, but basically all this is telling you here is you have your holy paladin stood here, so they can reach all of the raid, and the 2 seed people. Okay, you have the seed people spreading out, so they're not near any of the blazes. These lines represent the blazes. Okay, and your tank stood facing this way. Like I said, I actually moved around here because I was speed boosting them, but I could always move back here if I had a blaze and just not interact with the raid, right? So not a problem. When the blazes come in, you try and stand as still as you can. You only move if you see a bad seed on the floor and you don't want to hit it, but you shouldn't really be interacting with them. Okay, when you have finished these blazes and this breath, you'll have the firestorm and the tornadoes. So as I said, I ran around here, I speed boosted them, I wasn't tanking at this point, and all tornadoes need to be put across the back here. This is your first rotation, okay? All tornadoes are put across the back. No one can sleep on it, and your holy paladin here basically has to pre-run on every single tornado cast about 8 seconds before the tornadoes come in. Maybe a bit less than that. But essentially, if your paladin moves as the tornadoes come in, they might only get here, and that's just no good. They really have to preempt running. So if you have a healer playing in this pocket, they need to know they need to run early, okay? It is what it is, they need to do it. Okay, so we've had the first set of blazes, we've had the first breath that normally points in this direction. It can target these people, but you know, normally it'll target this group of people because there's more people here. And then you have the tornadoes. You need to make sure people get out here, okay? And then you're gonna have 1 set of blazes followed by swirlies on the ground, which is important, okay? And then the apocalypse roar. So this image, again, don't get confused by any of these. What happens essentially is essentially we have the blazes go off. So look at this one, blazes go off, okay? Then we don't go and stand on star, we wait for the swirlies to spawn. When the swirlies spawn, then we can move to star. Okay, we had, I'll do it on this one, we had these 2 players drop their seed on star, okay, and the whole raid goes in and stands in it. Once you've got the buff from it, you do not need to stay there still, you can move. So these 2 players go into star, they drop it, and then everybody runs in this direction. So you see here, dropped it, everybody runs in this direction. When he does apocalypse roar, he pushes you, and the idea is that he pushes you into your next location. Okay, so these 2 dropped it here. All right, everybody had to run in. The tanks can get pushed out in this direction, these 2 can get pushed out in this direction, and then everybody else gets pushed out over here. Okay, if you stay here, you are off. do not stay here. Get the buff, run this side of the boss, get pushed away. Even like if you can only get to here, you're not going to get pushed off, but you might go into a tornado. So just be aware of your timers and what you need to do, okay? Okay, so we have dropped the bloom. We have had 2 people drop the bloom. And the reason we're having 2 people drop the bloom is with the nerfs, we think that we can kill the boss before the 4th roar would go off. So we want to get rid of as many seeds as we can to get rid of any, you know, chance of a seed blowing up. We drop 2 and we get over this side of the boss. So what you'll see here now is that this area has been turned into fire. The seed actually spawns here. Okay, so tank will go pick it up and bring it back over here. Okay, so just make sure that people know the seed spawns here. All right, and then I have taunted off, and I am tanking in here next to this fire patch. Okay, I have the blazing seed, the only blazing seed in the game currently next to me, so I just need to be very, very sure that I'm not going to hit the blazing seed, and just give any help that I can. If I see anything that's going to cause issues, maybe call it out or anything like that. After this, then you have the whole raid stood over this side. Okay, me tanking it here, blazing seed tank next to me. Okay, 2 people with the other good seeds remaining over in this section now. So if they get anything, they would go down here. All right, so we've probably got a Holy Paladin in the pocket here to make sure they reach them, but also could probably just reach them from being with the raid now. And you don't want to risk hitting this seed, so probably better for the whatever healer you've decided to heal these 2 to just be with the raid. It's probably fine. All right, so blazes come in, tornadoes come in, exactly the same thing. Blaze, make sure you're safe. Breath, probably going to face this direction. Make sure you don't get hit by it. Call out if it's going to face anywhere here or anywhere here. Then you have the firestorms and tornadoes. Okay, so tornadoes again have to get all the way over here. All right, these people probably can make it over here, probably not an issue, but if they go down here, it's not the end of the world. All right, so fine. You then get to another set of blazes. Okay, you need to make sure they're safe, and then you have the apocalypse roar. All right, so on this one, everybody needs to get in here, and we gateway this one. All right, tornadoes here, we need to run in as well. Obviously, this person will not run in until they think everything is safe. I gave a speed boost as I'm a druid, so I could stampede and roar, so we made sure we got in on time. All right, so bloom goes down. Remember, you just need to get the buff. You do not need to stay in there. So as soon as you've got the buff, you can gateway out to safety. Okay, and then you get pushed in this direction. Nice and easy, right? Not too hard. So yeah, for the second put down, all right, you all get in. And you do it over this side on green. This is why these green stars here, and then you gateway out straight away. All right. Okay, so then you are in the position where all of your raiders got this bloom buff. You've gatewayed out, and you're setting up for the next rotation of abilities into the next roar. So tanks stay on this side. Okay. Currupted Seed tanks here. I'm still just solo tanking the boss. You might need to communicate with your healers as to when you need pain suppression or sack or anything like that, but it is doable. You just need to be careful towards the end and try to use as fewer cooldowns as you can when the hero's up, basically. So yeah, the raid is now going to stand here on the boss. Okay, and we can see we've got 2 bad patches here, seeds here, and now we've got our 2 rep paladins to pick it up. All right, if these people get a tornado, they will go out in this direction. Okay, Holy Paladin's still in the pocket because we only got 1 person still with the seed, and they need to be able to reach them. Again, seed spawns up here. Okay, goes and picks it up, and they just need to stay safe, and they need to stay safe. They're fine to interact with each other. It's only 2 seeds. It's very easy for them to just coordinate, and if I need to, I can move all the way around here just to get away from them as well. Okay, so pretty safe. People here, out here with your tornadoes. All right, make sure that you are pre-moving if you're this person, if that's the healer you are, and the seed person goes over here still, not a problem. Blazes come in. You make sure that you are very, very safe. So it goes blazes, it goes breaths, it goes firestorm, it goes blazes into the apocalypse roar again as normal. So it's just always thinking about, am I safe? Am I hitting anything? These people that are dropping the seeds, make sure you're not encroaching on it. when they have to drop and run out and do a mechanic or anything like that. Just very clear, if you're this person or this person and you get a tornado, you drop your seed, you leave it there, you go and do the mechanic, and then you come back and pick it up. These people could drop their seed, go do the mechanic, and their partner could pick it up. But what we actually did is we didn't play two people here. Papa was still in with the raid, and until Jink needed to swap, basically he would just pick up his seed again, and they would call out when he wanted to swap. So all of this goes on, okay, and then this is where you put the bloom as close to this one as possible. All right, so essentially you have the last good seed now, because we're not doing all 4, we're just going to do 3. So good seed comes in, drops the bloom, everybody gets the buff and runs out in this direction to get blown away in this direction. What will happen is these tornadoes will despawn. I will move the boss up, okay. We'll have one more bad seed come in that will be shared by these guys, and they can sort of be more around here. The whole raid now has this whole space free, okay. All of these tornadoes have despawned, and all it is a case of I'm tanking the boss. Sometimes I go here, so I'm not interacting. These guys have all this space. Yes, there's tornadoes, but they've got all this space up here by themselves, and the whole raid is nicely packed into here. You do this last set of mechanics, and you should have a kill timer before this point. Okay, so just make sure that you're cool, calm, and collected. All the tornadoes are going up here. These guys, if they get tornadoes, can put them down here, and just pray that nothing goes wrong. You stay alive, and the kill is yours. Okay, if that roar goes off, immunities or whatever, but you're pretty much dead. So just pray and hope that you get it before then. All right. So just a couple of things to mention that I thought would be good on the plan, so you can see it. When you're going towards this bloom and you see like the swirly spawn on the floor, I don't know what the best things for representative is. Let's just use this. And you see like them spawn. They'll spawn on players, so make sure you're not standing on star, and make sure you're not using a charge ability or a leap or something like that, because you know it's not the greatest, and we did have deaths to people like using a charge or a legendary or something, and then getting a mechanic and just being locked into something that they can't change. So be careful with that. Make sure you're only using it at a good time, and pick these 4 people that you generally ranged. You don't really want it on melee, and 4 people that are reliable. The first 2 don't matter as much because they're putting it down on the first roar. The next 2 will be holding them for quite a while. Okay, needless to say, if they're hit by anything with a good seed or a bad seed, it will explode and you will die. So you just need to make sure that yeah, you're picking the people you trust. Okay, so assignments for this phase is pretty straightforward. You just need to pick the people that you want to have corrupted seeds, and you need to pick the people that you want to have the good seeds. As you saw on my raid plan, those people that I picked were informed. It's not put into this sheet, okay? So you just need to tell the 4 people what ones they're picking up and the position they're picking them up. So they'll spawn like this, and you need to give them a position and tell them they're picking it up, essentially. When it comes to corrupted seeds, I actually didn't do it. It was just Tank that did it, because they could hold it for the entire time, and I could tank for the entire time. So not a problem. That might not be best for you. You might want to swap each time a roar happens. That's fine. We thought there was more risks in that than us just staying alive, so we didn't do it. The next 2 were 2 Rets. They're tanky. I know some people do it with 2 Demon Hunters and stuff like that, but we decided 2 Rets. Jink held it for quite a long time and then gave it to Papa. And essentially it worked out great. When it comes to this 3rd set, you probably don't actually need to swap. They don't have it for that long, so one of these people could just hold it. Again, you can swap if you want to, but essentially we decided to just give the corrupted seed to one of these, and they held it for the rest of the phase. These were the only ones that really had to swap. Tank held it for the entire phase. Okay, so that's my recommendation on this, but obviously you do what's right for you. Okay, there's not really any other assignments you need to worry about. This is just a pray and hope, don't hit a seed, and you kill the boss. Okay, so just showing you a standard DPS view. So this isn't a Seedholder, this is just someone doing DPS. Okay, so you can see the rotation as it is on the first set. So the knock-up happens, everybody's over towards star, nice and easy. Okay, and then you get your first mechanics. The swirlies happen all the time, so you can see the mauls going on the tanks. And then here comes the breath. It faces towards the group. We move out of the way. Blazes come in pretty sharpish. You get it, you try not to move, or you move up and down your line. Then you can see we have the tornadoes come in. You can see here and here, these people have tornado buffs, so they need to make sure they're getting out to the side. And they're not staying where they are, and they're moving as quickly as they possibly can. So off they go, and then the firestorm happens, and you just need to stay alive, dodging the swirlies, okay? Then more blazes come in, and again, lots of people in the same area, but none of you are holding a seed, so it's fine. Just stay alive. More swirlies, okay? And then you want to put down the 2 good things. There they go. We didn't get over the other side. We're bad, but, you know, whatever. Get over the other side. You're playing on this side. Tank's tanking on the other side. So switching over to see what the person with the good seed needs to do in this phase. You can see that the good speeders spawned. They pick it up, and they stay away from everybody else. Miles away. Breath doesn't interact with them. Absolutely perfect. They can stay where they are. They got a blaze. They drop the seed. They deal with the blaze. They pick up the seed. Perfect. All right. Lots of space to play with. There's a tornado. What does he do? He drops it. He runs away. Comes back and gets it. If a swirly had spawned on that at that time, wouldn't have been fun. Another blaze. Another dodge. And then they need to absolutely peg it to get there in time. Not fun. Very scary. But they get there in time. They're still holding the good seed. And then they get into their new position for this phase, which I believe is further up than the raid, and not a problem. Okay, still dodging everything. So you can see here they're in their new position. You can see that little swirly is where the tank's going to spawn the seed. So there it is. Our tank is on their way over to pick it up and to bring it back into safety. So this is where the bad seed spawns. They pick it up, they move over. Perfect. Okay, breath is in an awkward position. Need to make sure that's cooled out. We have another blaze. Drop it. Pick it up. Lots going on. Okay. There go the tornadoes. They're all going out. One's a little short. That's not very good, but we dealt with it. It's just all about dealing with what you can. Away from the blazes, not an issue. Those tornadoes do look scary. Here we go. We dodge all the swirlies. We get in. As soon as you got the buff, you just gateway out. If you don't gateway out, not the end of the world, but you can see brings you close to a tornado. Can be a bit scary. If we go to my view on this one, so you can see that it's just blowing up the good seed placement. You can see that I am next to the corrupted seed holder. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to chill. I'm going to take all the moors and play right by this fire patch and basically just make sure I do not hit this bad seed. So you can see bad seed just about gets rid of the blaze and keeps hold of it. I'm just standing here chilling, moving as little as possible. Okay, quite chill. Not getting hit by anything, keeping an eye on my bad seed person in case I need to say anything. Then you can see, okay, it's raw time. I go over, make sure we need to get in, give a speed boost, and then get in and gateway out. Nice and simple. Okay, then you move the boss. I reposition back over this side, and they still play on that side, and I'm still next to the bad seed holder. So onto our current last good seed holder. You can see that our paladin is between red and blue markers, just waiting for the seed to spawn. They pick it up, and we have both of our bad seeds on the skull side of the map with me, essentially. And the good seed holder has got all this space by themselves up here, and they have a healer in range. Not a problem. It's exactly the same as you've seen in all the other phases, just dodging, 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 tornadoes out. In all honesty, we did really bad in tornadoes in this phase. It makes it so scary. They're in really bad spots. You can see our seed holders are respecting each other, making sure they're not hitting each other. Then in we go, we wait for the swirlies, in we go, no panic, all in, and out we go. Okay, and then it's the last bit where we have to kill the boss or we run out of time. As you can see, we now only have 3 bad seeds in the raid, so you're about to see it spawn, and the last bad seed get picked up. So there you go, it's picked up, and essentially I am on the right hand side here tanking, and the whole raid is on the left hand side as I showed you in the video, and we give the corrupted seeds as much space as they possibly can get and just hope that they survive. So good to see it from my angle on this as I'm next to the corrupted seeds, so you can see exactly what goes on. So we get in over this side, we survive, we watch those tornadoes, and then I'm tanking over this side. The whole raid is going over the other side, and I have the corrupted seeds with me, so I've got to be careful the whole time. I will say that this does hit quite hard at this point, so, you know, be confident in yourself. You should be fine. I was calling for stuff on here, and you can just see the interaction. The breath goes over there, seeds are fine, safe, and just look how dangerous this is. That was so close to a wipe, like it was unreal. But we didn't, and we carried on. And We're just dodging, dodging, dodging. Watch those blazes. Again, scary. I just stand still. I know I'm not going to hit that seed. And there you go. It's done. So just pointers in this phase. Make sure that your raid knows where they should be after each apocalypse roar. If your raid is out of position and you're interacting with your seed holders, it's going to make their job a lot harder, and that's generally going to be what some of your wipes are. Make sure that people understand tornadoes need to go, and it's not okay to be in at all. And again, it will be a lot safer for you. Do what's right for you. Pick the players that you want to pick, even if that means picking a melee or whatever. Make sure that you've picked the players that you trust with the seeds. And also, if you don't want to stress your tank out with solo tanking it, or with you know, solo tanking the seed, because it does ramp up at the end, or having the responsibility of the seed by themselves, just do what's right for you. If you need to do a swap, do a swap. If you want one person to hold it, one person to hold it. Not a problem. But yeah, good luck on getting this. If you need anything, just give me a shout. I'll put our raid plan and everything else in the comments as normal. And thank you for watching. I hope you all get the kill. As always, a special thanks to those of you who have helped me make it. It means a lot, and I'm definitely going to come back for the PTR of the next expansion and carry on doing this. So any likes and subscribes and all that really does help. And if you want to see any more, just let me know. Thank you.